May 18th, 2024, 9:47 p.m. Security camera timestamp rolling. A group of 6 people walk quickly toward the exit of a small Texas restaurant. Too quickly. The bill? $847.32, unpaid. But what these criminals didn't know was that the old guys they were about to rob had over 90 years of combined military service between them, and they'd been waiting for this exact moment for 4 months. This is Shadows of Justice, and this is the story of how 3 elderly veterans took down an organized crime ring with a $12 camera and decades of tactical training. Let's go back to where it all started. The Foxhole sits on a quiet street corner in a small Texas town. It's not fancy. Red brick exterior, neon open sign, American flag hanging by the door. Inside, the walls are covered with military memorabilia. Photos of young men in uniform, medals and display cases. A place where stories are shared over coffee and pie. 3 men own this restaurant. Sergeant Mike Thompson, 72 years old, Marines, 2 tours in Vietnam. Staff Sergeant Robert or Bobby Chen, 68, Army Ranger, Desert Storm veteran. Master Sergeant James Williams, 65, Air Force, 22 years of service. These men survived wars, built careers, raised families, and in their retirement, they built something together. A place where veterans could gather, where the community felt welcome, where everyone knew your name. They opened the Foxhole in 2019. 5 years of serving breakfast to construction workers, lunch to office employees, dinner to families. They worked the kitchen, waited tables, cleaned floors. At their age, most people would be relaxing, playing golf, watching grandkids. Not these 3. They needed purpose, mission, brotherhood. Business was good. Customers were loyal. Reviews were glowing. Life was simple. Until the spring of 2024. March 14th. A couple walk for dinner. Well-dressed, polite. They order appetizers, entrees, wine, 2 slices of pie. The conversation flows. They laugh. Seem like regular customers. The bill comes to $127. The waitress brings it to their table. They nod, say they'll pay at the register. 5 minutes pass. 10 minutes pass. The waitress checks the table. Empty. She walks outside. No one there. The couple is gone. Mike scratches his head. Maybe they forgot? Got confused? Bobby suggests calling them, but they paid cash for drinks earlier. No card on file, no contact info. James shakes his head. People make mistakes. Let it go. They eat the loss. $127. It stings, but they've dealt with worse. 2 weeks later, it happens again. Different people. A man and woman, friendly, great tippers for the drinks. Order big, steaks, shrimp, the works. Bill hits $89. They excuse themselves to the bathroom, both of them. 10 minutes later, a customer mentions seeing people leave through the side door. Gone, vanished. Now the veterans are paying attention. Once is a mistake, twice is a pattern. April brings incident number 3. Group of 4. Birthday celebration, they say. Balloons, cake from home. They order round after round, appetizers, cocktails. The bill climbs to $156. When it's time to pay, chaos erupts. Someone's wallet is missing. Another person's card isn't working. They argue among themselves, create a scene. In the confusion, 2 slip out, then the other 2. By the time staff realizes what happened, the parking lot is empty. That night, the 3 veterans sit in the empty restaurant after closing. The lights are dim, coffee cups on the table. Mike breaks the silence. We're being targeted. Bobby nods. This isn't random. Someone's spreading the word. We're an easy mark. James leans back. 3 old guys running a small place. We look vulnerable. We've been trained to observe, adapt, and overcome, Mike says. His Marine training never left him. We need intel. We need proof. They can't just call the police. They have vague descriptions, no license plates, no evidence. It's their word against ghosts. The cops would file reports and nothing would happen. These veterans know how the system works. If they want justice, they need to build the case themselves. Cameras, Bobby suggests. Discreet surveillance, cover the exits, register, parking lot. How much? James asks. $300, maybe $400 for a decent system, Bobby estimates. Mike smirks. So we spend $347 to catch people stealing thousands. That's a mission I can get behind. The next day, they hit the hardware store, buy a basic security camera system, nothing fancy. No professional installation, just 3 veterans with YouTube tutorials and determination. They spend a weekend mounting cameras, hiding them in corners, positioning them perfectly. Every exit covered, every angle calculated, the parking lot monitored. Even the restrooms have cameras pointing at their doors, not inside, just to see who enters and exits. Customers don't notice. The cameras blend into the ceiling tiles, into the decorative shelves, into the environment, just like the veterans planned. And then they wait.
April 29th, 4th incident. A couple in their 30s, designer clothes, expensive watches. They order moderately, nothing crazy. Bill comes to $94. They walk out during the dinner rush. Staff is overwhelmed. By the time anyone notices, they're gone. But this time, it's different. This time, everything is on camera, crystal clear footage, their faces, their movements, their license plate. The veterans gather in the back office, play the footage, study it. Bobby notices something. Look at the timing. They ordered when we hit peak hours, 7 p.m. Kitchen slammed, waitstaff is running, nobody's watching the door. James rewinds the tape. And look here, she signals him, a nod. That's coordinated. Mike writes everything down. Date, time, description, license plate number, vehicle make and model. This is organized. This is a ring. Over the next 3 weeks, it happens twice more. Different people each time, but the veterans see the patterns. Always well-dressed, always respectable looking, always ordering enough to make it worth their while, but not so much that staff gets suspicious. Always timing their exits perfectly. Always different vehicles. Never the same faces twice. The veterans create a detailed log, like an intelligence report. They cross-reference incidents, look for connections, vehicle types, timing patterns, ordering behaviors. They estimate total losses from their restaurant alone over $2,000. And they wonder how many other restaurants are being hit. They're professionals, Bobby says, reviewing the footage again. Look at this. They scout the layout when they enter, check exit routes, position themselves strategically. But they made one critical error. They underestimated their targets. James nods. They saw 3 old guys running a small restaurant. What they didn't see, with 3 men who spent decades in tactical operations. The ring gets comfortable, bolder. They hit the foxhole twice in 1 week. Different people, same tactics. The veterans don't confront anyone, don't tip their hand. They watch, document, build their case. Like a military operation, gather intelligence first, strike later. Patience, Mike reminds his partners. We need enough evidence to bury them. And then comes Saturday, May 18th, 2024. The night everything changes. The night of the $847 tab. It's a busy evening. The restaurant is packed. Families, couples. The kitchen is running full speed. Waitstaff is hustling. At 7:30 p.m., 6 people walk in. 3 couples, mid-30s to early 40s. Designer jeans, expensive handbags, dress shoes. They look like they belong at a steakhouse downtown, not a veteran-owned diner. They request a large table. They're celebrating, they say, an anniversary. The hostess seats them near the center of the dining room. Mike is restocking supplies when he spots them. Something feels off. The way they scan the room,
the way they position themselves with clear views of both exits. He walks to the back office, pulls up the live camera feeds, and watches them. Bobby joins him. "That's them, isn't it?" Mike says quietly. Bobby studies the screen. Same tactics, different faces. It's the ring. James alerts the waitstaff. "Watch that table closely. Don't be obvious, just keep track." The veterans position themselves strategically. Mike near the front exit, Bobby monitoring the back door and parking lot camera, James at the register. They're not confronting anyone yet, just ready, watching. The group orders extravagantly. 4 appetizers, top-shelf margaritas, wine, 6 premium steaks, loaded baked potatoes, Caesar salads, extra sides, desserts, coffee. They're running up the bill deliberately, making it worth the risk. The waitress brings drinks, food, more drinks. They're friendly, chatty, tipping well on the drink orders to build trust. Everything looks normal. The bill climbs. $300, $450, $600, $750. Finally, $847.32. Mike watches from his position. His knee aches, arthritis from an old injury, but he's focused, alert. 72 years old and he feels 30 again. Bobby keeps one eye on the parking lot monitor. James stands casually near the register, wiping down menus. To customers, he's just an old man doing his job, but his muscles are tense, ready. The group signals for the check. The waitress brings it. They barely glance at it. "We'll pay at the register," one man says. Standard procedure, nothing suspicious yet. The veterans watch. Wait. 2 women stand. "Restroom," one announces. They walk toward the back. Mike notes the time on the security footage, 9:42 p.m. 3 minutes pass. The remaining 4 stand, stretch, start moving toward the exit. Casual, natural, like they're just waiting for their friends. But they're migrating, slowly, deliberately, toward the door.
9:47 p.m. The bathroom women reappear from the side hallway, not from the restrooms, from near the back exit. Bobby sees them on camera. They're coordinating. The group converges near the front door. Someone asks the hostess about the menu. A distraction. Small talk about breakfast hours. And then it happens. Fast. Coordinated. Military precision, ironically. All 6 move toward the exit simultaneously. Mike steps in front of the door, not blocking it, just standing there. Casual, friendly smile. "Excuse me, folks, your tab?" The group stops, exchanges glances. "Oh, our friend is paying," a woman says, pointing vaguely behind her. "He's at the register," a man adds, pointing toward James. "But James is alone at the register. No one's paying anything." "I don't see anyone paying," Mike says calmly. His voice is steady, decades of authority behind it. The group's demeanor shifts. Smiles fade. "We already paid," another lies. "Cash, to the waitress." Mike shakes his head. "No, you didn't, and we have cameras." This is when it gets interesting. When the masks come off. A tall man in the group steps forward, getting aggressive. "We don't have to explain ourselves to you." Another man joins him. "Yeah, old man, move." The woman who spoke first laughs, actually laughs. "Get out of our way, Grandpa, before you break a hip." They genuinely believe the veterans are helpless. 3 elderly men, easy targets, pushover senior citizens who'll back down from confrontation. They have no idea who they're dealing with. Mike doesn't move. His expression doesn't change. 22 months in the jungles of Vietnam taught him how to stay calm under pressure. "Gentlemen, ladies, we have you on camera. Multiple angles, license plates too. You can pay now or you can explain it to the police." The group's confidence wavers. Panic creeps into their eyes. One man tries to push past Mike. Bobby appears from the kitchen hallway, phone already to his ear. 911, yes, we have 6 people attempting to leave our restaurant without paying an $847 tab. They're becoming aggressive. His voice is loud,
deliberate, making sure the group hears every word. James walks to the front door, calmly turns the deadbolt. Click. The sound echoes in the sudden silence. You're not going anywhere until the police arrive. It's legal. They're detaining suspected criminals. Citizens arrest. The veterans know their rights. The group realizes they're trapped, really trapped. The cocky attitudes disappear. Now they're cornered animals, desperate. Someone tries the back door, also locked. Bobby's already ahead of them. We've been shot at by actual enemies in actual wars. You don't scare us. The tactics change. First, threats. We can't keep us here. This is illegal. We'll sue you. The veterans don't respond. Just wait. Then bargaining. Okay, look, we'll pay half. We left our wallets in the car. This is a misunderstanding. Still nothing. Then fake emergencies. A woman clutches her chest. I have a heart condition. My wife needs her medication. Mike just crosses his arms. He's seen every trick, every con. These people are amateurs. 8 minutes later, police sirens. Red and blue lights flood the parking lot. 2 patrol cars, 4 officers. They enter the restaurant. Confused customers watch the drama unfold. What's the situation? The lead officer asks. Mike gestures to the group. These 6 attempted to leave without paying. We have it all on camera. 4 months of footage, actually. They're part of a ring. The officers look skeptical until James brings out a laptop, opens the detailed log. Dates, times, descriptions, license plates, queued up. We've been tracking them, Bobby explains. Well, tracking their operation. Different people, same tactics. This is the 5th time they've hit us. We have footage of all incidents. The lead officer studies the screen. His expression changes. He radios for backup, pulls up his department database on his phone, cross-references the license plates. His eyes widen. You've been tracking these people for 4 months? Mike nods. We served our country. We know how to run an operation. The officer makes more calls. 20 minutes later, a detective arrives. She's stunned. This group is wanted in connection with 23 dine-and-dash incidents across 3 counties. Total theft over $15,000. We've been trying to catch them for 8 months. She looks at the veterans with respect. You built a better case than we have. All 6 are arrested on scene. Handcuffed, read their rights, loaded into police vehicles. The charges stack up. Theft, organized crime, fraud. The veterans' footage becomes the primary evidence. The detailed logs identify additional victims, restaurants that filed reports but had no proof. Now they have proof. The case against the ring is airtight. By midnight, the restaurant is empty except for the 3 veterans. They sit at their usual table. Coffee. Exhausted. Did we really just do that? James asks. Bobby laughs. We absolutely just did that. Mike smiles. Guess we're not just old guys after all. The next morning, local news picks up the story. Vietnam veterans catch dine-and-dash ring. The headline spreads. Regional news. State news. Social media explodes. The foxhole becomes famous overnight. Customers flood in. Some to eat, some just to shake the veterans' hands. Support pours in from everywhere. Other restaurant owners donate security systems. A GoFundMe appears without the veterans' knowledge. It raises $50,000 in 3 days. The veterans are uncomfortable with the attention. We just did what needed doing, Mike tells reporters. But the community disagrees. These men are heroes. Again. The police detective visits a week later, updates them on the case. The 6 arrested are cooperating, naming accomplices. The ring is bigger than anyone thought. 12 people total, operating across 5 counties, targeting small businesses, places without sophisticated security, places owned by people they thought wouldn't fight back. "Your surveillance was better than some of our official cases," the detective admits. "Ever thought about consulting?" The veterans decline. They have a restaurant to run, but word spreads in the criminal community. "Don't hit the foxhole. Those old guys are serious." Dine-and-dash incidents in the area drop dramatically. Other small businesses follow the veterans' example, install cameras, train staff, network with each other. The veterans inadvertently start a movement. The trial happens 3 months later, August 2024. All 12 members of the ring face charges. The veterans' footage plays in court. Their logs are entered as evidence. Defense attorneys argue. Prosecutors present overwhelming proof. The jury deliberates 4 hours. Guilty, all counts, all defendants. Restitution is ordered. The convicted owe money to 37 different businesses. The foxhole is entitled to $2,347. The veterans donate it to a local veterans charity. They don't need it. The GoFundMe money went to upgrading their kitchen, hiring more staff, expanding the menu. Today, the foxhole is thriving, busier than ever. There's a new sign outside, veteran-owned and operated, protected by those who served. The 3 veterans still work every day, still greet customers, still tell stories. But now, they're legends. The old guys who took down a crime ring. Mike's knee still hurts. Bobby still complains about early mornings. James still burns the toast occasionally. They're still just 3 elderly veterans running a small restaurant. Except now, everyone knows better to underestimate them. The dine-and-dash problem isn't unique to Texas. It's nationwide. Small restaurants operate on thin margins. A few unpaid bills can devastate a business. Some places close because of repeated theft. The human cost isn't just financial. It's trust, stress, the feeling of being violated. The foxhole veterans understood this. They didn't just protect their business, they protected their community, their fellow restaurant owners, their sense of dignity. What makes this story special isn't just that victims fought back, it's how they fought back. Legally, intelligently, using skills learned decades ago in service to their country. They proved that age doesn't diminish capability, that training never truly leaves you, that underestimating someone based on appearance is a critical mistake. The criminals saw 3 old men, easy targets. What they should have seen were 3 warriors, retired perhaps, but never defeated. The veterans offer advice to other business owners facing similar problems. Install cameras, keep logs, network with nearby businesses. Don't be afraid to stand your ground. Know your rights. And remember that patience and preparation beat impulsive reaction every time. Treat it like a mission, Mike says. Gather your intel, build your case, then execute. The foxhole still serves the best chicken fried steak in town. The coffee's still hot, the pie's still homemade. Veterans still gather there to share stories. The community still supports it. And somewhere, 3 elderly men still work harder than people half their age, because that's what they do. That's who they are. The old guys who proved that warriors never really retire. They just change battlefields. The $847 tab that almost got away became the downfall of an entire criminal operation. 12 arrests, dozens of victims compensated, a community inspired, and 3 veterans reminded that their service never truly ends. Just because the uniform comes off doesn't mean the mission is over. Justice doesn't have an age limit. Neither does courage. Neither does standing up for what's right. This is Shadows of Justice, where we tell stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things, where we prove that heroes walk among us every day. Sometimes they wear uniforms, sometimes they wear aprons,
Sometimes they're 72 years old with bad knees and decades of tactical training. And sometimes, just sometimes, the criminals pick the absolute wrong restaurant to rob. The foxhole is still open, still serving, still surviving. And those old guys? They're still watching, still ready, still proving that you should never, ever underestimate a veteran, because they don't surrender. Not to age, not to criminals, not to anyone. Justice served, mission accomplished, semper fi.